Hello everyone, welcome to our second video of our AliyUp series with Donna Chukran.
Yes.
Okay, because I always thought it was Shukran.
It's chocron in Hebrew, but it's chocron in Spanish. So
Okay.
chocron.
Okay, it's good. We're not gonna edit this. This is gonna be in the video.
Really?
Yeah. So I think we should probably get started because I can see your lighting is getting worse because of the sun. So let's
Yeah.
introduce the second topic of the first topic of the series. The first topic of the series is Aliyah discussion, the concept of customized and sustainable Aliyah. Now, Donna, when you sent this to me, what did you imagine us talking about today?
Well, actually, I have decided to put those two concepts on the table because I think it's something that people do not talk much about when they relate to Aliyah. The concept of customized aliyah means that everybody, every different ole or person that wants to make aliyah has got their own very specific stories, their own very specific needs, and their vision about how they want their aliyah to look like in their life in Israel, right? And so I realized that people keep preparing for aliyah in a very weird way, right? Which is very social based. We keep going on Facebook groups, on forums, Googling things up, and so on and so forth to try to get as much information about Aliyah as possible. But we never get to the conclusion that actually everybody has got its own very unique story of Aliyah. And so, whatever experiences are others, it's not necessarily the kind of experience that we're going to have. So that is one thing. And the second concept is about sustainable aliyah, right? We're talking about aliyah that is time proof. It's something that we manage to keep on going in a very nice way and comfortable way throughout time. And so I'll explain to you a little bit more further on as we go on the video.
Okay, so now let's touch on the first point you mentioned, customize Aliyah. So can we role play for a second? I'm coming to you and I'm like, hey Donna, I want to make Aliyah. So can we walk through the process?
Right. I'll tell you something. What I've noticed is that people, when they want to make Aliyah, they actually, we are nomads around the world, right? Jews move all around and they, are able to adapt pretty quickly and everything. So, but when we come to Israel, we actually want to make it the one last time, right? The last stop. So it's important for us to know exactly what are we expecting from our lives over here, right? We want to buy a house, we want to probably, put our kids into school, we want to get a job, we want to do all these different things and touch upon very varied sectors of our lives over here. So what would happen is that we would do a conversation with the person that is looking to make aliyah and ask him all the right questions that need to be asked for them to give us an idea of what kind of life do they want to live over here, right? Some people, for example, are not so religious when they are abroad because they cannot be. It's hard to be religious while you're abroad. But when you come to Israel, you know that you want to enter in a community that is a little bit more closer to religion. So you have to decide all these different things, and we want to walk the person through all the different steps and sectors of life that they can encounter over here and understand what their needs are specifically when they're going to come.
I understand. Meaning the goal is for an Oleh to make Israel their last stop. Meaning like if they have to move somewhere else after Israel, then we failed our mission. So what we do is, I mean, so to speak. I'm not saying we fail, but you get what I mean.
Yeah,
Um,
so people are still connected to the broad life, right? By family, by business, by all these different things. It doesn't cut off completely the ties. But yeah, definitely when we look at, going back to your country of origin because you didn't like your experience here in Israel, that would be for me a failure if we
right.
speak in
Right.
that.
And how do you attempt to be successful in your mission, Donna? What you do is you customize the Aliyah for the individual, meaning not everyone is going to have the same general idea Aliyah process, meaning it could be different for each one. It depends on your finances. It depends on when you want to move. It depends if you're religious or not. It depends if you want to live in Jerusalem or in Ma'alot. If you know, there's so many things if you need public or private health insurance, or there's so many things you need. I mean, and it depends on the individual, and you customize an Aliyah experience specifically for them.
Yes, because I've noticed that the government of Israel does an amazing job attracting people to come to Israel, right? But then what happens is that the retention efforts to keep these people happy in Israel and making a successful aliyah and something that goes on through time is a little bit more of a challenge for the government, right? And so we have statistics that are a little bit scary, right? When you talk about the Jewish Agency, they put out numbers that go between 10 to 12% of people that return every year back to their countries after having made Aliyah. And if we talk
Wow.
about informal statistics, it's even higher, right? So different organizations that work for Olim and that have tried to assess already how many people go back to their own countries, because they end up saying, look, this wasn't such a great move for me, this is too hard, I might as well go back to my country and have my life more doable, more like, easier for me, right? So that comes up to even 25% of the people annually. And so for me, this is like, a waste of the government's budget, a waste of the person's life and efforts and money and all these different things. So the important thing for me to do is to prepare people accordingly and to sit with them for a good half an hour, talk about all their desires, all their needs. Do they have kids with special disabilities? Do they have children that need some extra help in school? Do they want to put their kids into international schools? Do they want to be working in specific areas? Are specific communities what they dream of? Is it important for them to be surrounded by Olim, or do they want to integrate into the Israeli society? The religious part is another one. What kind of housing are they looking for? And all these different things that are very important for the person to feel like they have secured steps towards the vision that is in their mind, right? So putting that vision into reality is the most important thing to do.
Right. Like let's take an imaginative case. I could imagine a guy, wanting to make Aliyah with him and his wife and three kids. They sell their home for $800,000. They're using that home to purchase another home, but the issue was he didn't find a job. He wasn't able to find a job for whatever reason, right? But he wanted to make that Aliyah. So he made that Aliyah. He lives there for 6 to 8 months, and he realized, oh my God, I can't pay my mortgage now. What am I supposed to do? So because he couldn't find a job, he has to come back. He didn't have his finances in order. He has to come back, and now the value of houses went up, so he can't even afford that house anymore. So what does he have to do? He has to settle for a house that's not satisfactory to his needs, and now it's a whole mess. And now he's a part of that percentage. So what you do is great, because you make sure that doesn't happen. If practically speaking he can't make Aliyah, you would probably advise him that, look, now is not the right time.
Exactly. So one of the important things to have in mind is that those things are avoidable once you have the expectations straight in front of you, right? What to expect from Israel, how to expect it happening, and what are your different possibilities, right? You can have different possibilities to match your own situation and your own wills, right? So we outline different options for you according to the needs that you talk to us about as a family or as a one member or whatever it is. And then, you're able to choose between one of the different options, the one that suits you best, and then we talk about the execution process. So how to do it step by step. We handle those things for you, or if you prefer handling them on your own, but having us hand in hand, all the time, guiding you and giving you advice, that's also an option. But at least you're going to be able to avoid all these different problems that we don't even think of when we come from abroad, right? Because we don't know the reality on the ground over here in Israel. So it's about having eyes and ears here for you, and a professional person that tells you what's possible and what's not so possible.
Okay, so Donna, thank you for what you just have explained. I mean, it's amazing, it's incredible what you do. Now, so just to conclude this video, can you give us a little teaser of what we're going to be talking about in the next video? We spoke about the customizable Aliyah aspect. What are we talking about next?
Well, as I told you, the second concept that is important for us to have in mind is the sustainable part, right? We don't want to make this move without knowing that it's going to be in the long run. So we're going to talk about what that means and how to look at it in a sustainable way, and what are different things that I would and I promised myself to do when coming to Israel, and I recommend everybody to do so too.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And remember, if you have any comments below, whether it's questions, any comment, it could even be a derogatory statement, although I won't like you if you do that. Please post it below, and please tell us what you want us to talk about, because I don't know, I feel like we spoke about 2 videos. I'm running out of things to say. So just, post them below. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.